It's week 2 of the NFL preseason, where depth charts and playbooks will be put to the test. It's the Raiders and the Commanders, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. But tonight, we've got a preseason matchup, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Washington Commanders. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis, happy to be back alongside you. And I'll tell you what, yes, it's just week 2 of the preseason, but now they've got one game under their belts, and a lot of guys trying to prove some stuff down on the field here today.
Not only that, these coaches like to win. And I used to think it really didn't matter who won in the preseason. Then I watched some of those shows that the NFL does, and you see the coaches in preseason after a loss jumping all over their guys. So I learned one valuable lesson.
Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And off we go on EA Sports. The returner, Trey Tucker, going to bring this one out. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, second...
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, the first play of the game going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And the kick is good, and the Commanders out to a 7-0 lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. On the return, Trey Tucker. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Emmanuel Forbes. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
So here's Washington now in excellent field position to start things out. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100 plus the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
On first down. Johnson. That's out wide here for Robinson. Only able to gain a couple there, and that'll bring up second down. Operating from the gun, Johnson. This to McLaurin out on the left side. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. 3rd and 3. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. Able to push his way through. And he's going to have a Commanders first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3. That may be a sneak peek on this opening drive of what this young rookie can showcase, his legs.
And normally, as you start a game, you're just thinking, can he get the snap? Can he hand off? Can he just execute? Instead, he doesn't waste any time unwrapping another dimension to his game, showing off those wheels and picking up some nice yardage.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Robinson up the middle. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Brian Robinson Jr. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Commanders go up by 2 touchdowns. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early and give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with them prior to the game. They always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. Extra point by Butker is on target, and it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Been a nightmare of a first quarter for him. 2 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown. As he starts again here, 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football. Let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 2. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. On play action, they'll throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it, and the Commanders are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's caught. Puka Nacua. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Back to throw. Johnson. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Butker's kick here is good. And that'll make this 17-0 here in the opening quarter. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. They find themselves in a good-size hole here, and a good-size hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Myers. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They'll set up to throw. Throw out wide is incomplete.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Very quick throw. He's got Myers. And he is going to have the Raiders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
3rd and 4 is always a tough call. Maybe a little too long to run for it, but not too long to hit him on the quick slant. And that was well executed. Found the window and zipped it right in there.
Hands it off out of the gun. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. Now back to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
So now here in the 2nd week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters to play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along, because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle? No mental mistakes? Are they starting to look like a good offensive football team? And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on 3rd down. And 3rd down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down.
And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10.
Hey, check that. Check, Panther, on my line.
They begin the drive with Robinson. And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2. This is 2nd and 8. He'll keep it himself. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have a Commander's 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A pretty sizable deficit here in the 1st quarter. This defense, they probably need to get off the field in those situations on 3rd down.
And you and I both know in this huddle before that last 3rd down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum. Instead, they got hit with another 1st down, almost back to the drawing board.
Pretty good results here on the 1st down run as he takes us forward for about 6. They'll bring out 4 receivers. 3 of them being sent to the left, 1 to the right, 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Off the option, he'll try and run with it. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payout they were looking for.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 35. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. (17-0) our score after 1. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Hey, smash, check, Panther.
Robinson on a give right side. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Johnson now looking to throw on 2nd down. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 17-yard line. Looking to throw. Johnson. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Robinson. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Robinson again. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Brian Robinson Jr. ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Commanders are able to widen their lead here in this first half. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. So out come the Raiders. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Derek Stingley picks it. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Well, when I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Set to go again. Here's Brian Robinson in the Commander offense. Good returns on the last drive. He hit the end zone for the second time. Good returns in this first half, really.
Yeah, good returns for his team. Really good returns for the guy. You know where I'm going. Darn right. Those fantasy guys who have him on their team, they're rejoicing right now, and they have a high expectation that what they've seen already will continue.
You talk about fantasy a lot, but you don't. Why don't you just play? You don't.
I'm not good enough to play in a fantasy game. I enjoy watching you do it.
You're an analyst. You're an expert.
I mean, you were a champ last year. Keep it up.
5th place.
Okay. Well, that's a champ in my book.
Here's Johnson to throw on second down. There's a nice move. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try option left. And just shutting him off there. Still on his feet. Touchdown, Washington. It's their quarterback. 37 yards. And the Commanders have opened the lead up to 30. We saw so much of this last year at the college level, but there you go. His first rushing touchdown as an NFL quarterback. And with the speed he has, we certainly know it won't be his last, because that's something that aided him very well, as you mentioned, at the college level. It's something he's going to carry over, and they'll make it a big part of their offense. Extra point by Butker is on target, and the route is on here in this first half. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive. And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the 4th quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game. Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's one interception, we're still in the first half, I'm about to do the same thing? I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. 2 yards on the pickup there. And now we've got a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. He'll look to throw. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass. Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage. 7 yards there and a 1st down. They'll run this one right with Robinson. Runs through the contact. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Gets a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run. Robinson, he'll try the left side. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Holding offense.
So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift, because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
On the give, here's Robinson. And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Johnson to throw on 3rd down. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they've left their starting quarterback out there for this second quarter, but I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Raiders heading out to take over. The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. You know, during these preseason games, we're in week 2 right now, it's always funny looking at our spot charts up here in the booth, because with all the guys that might play in this one, it seems to get bigger and bigger each year.
Yeah, we pretty much supersize them, don't we? Because, you know.
All the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
They need 18 yards here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Well, obviously, that is declined, and the result is a safety.
And what a momentum play that is, right? You never want to see a safety wiped out. You get the points, and you're going to get the ball back.
And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. And the Washington offense heading out. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. So the completion good for 7 there, and it's 3rd and 4 now. Operating from the gun, Johnson. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the 1st down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Raider offense going to head out now late in this first half. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. They'll throw now on the final play. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in just a minute. Week 2 of the preseason is upon us. Each team now with just one more game after this one, and then we will get it all started as we normally do on the first Thursday after Labor Day. It was a solid first half of football for the Alabama man, Brian Robinson. He had a nose for the end zone as he wound up with 2 touchdowns on the ground in those first 2 quarters.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter.
Here we go.
Now a man who began with the Raiders, it's Latavius Murray. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And down he goes, brought down a Raiders sack. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
To me, the defense was looking a little gassed near the end of the first half, but they've come out of the locker room with a little extra spring in their step. Wonder what they did at halftime to get them so motivated.
I don't know, but that sack looked good. Now let's see if they can build on the momentum of that play. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now, standing just outside his own goal line. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Drops this one down to Gainwell. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down. Here's Thompson. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. Thompson out of the shotgun here. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
But when the running game's not working, sometimes you just got to take a few more chances down the field. That's a good effort, but it winds up incomplete.
Again, Thompson's going to throw this. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside. Thompson on 1st and 10. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Emmanuel Forbes. And the Commanders are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. And right about now, you start to think, and maybe they're starting to think, gosh, maybe points aren't going to happen for us in this game.
Well, it's a thought that is worth having because so far in this game, this defense has not just had the upper hand. They've appeared to be a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps, to everything they've done. They've had an answer for everything this offense has thrown at them.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 38. They start on the ground with Robinson here. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start.
Touchdown! Chigakakwo, 58 yards. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
They start the drive here with Gainwell. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
And a Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
And the penalty helps, but not a whole lot. It's still 3rd and long. Now it's Thompson. And that will be incomplete.
And you can tell just by looking at them that this offense is a frustrated unit. Things are really unraveling here, and as a head coach, time to earn your paycheck. You've got to find a way to keep it together as that brings up another 4th down.
Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. Here comes the Commanders offense back onto the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Read option. This is Gibbs. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
They've been running it well all game, and why not? The big guys up front, they're just having a ball, creating monster holes for their guys to run through.
Now Johnson looking to throw on 2nd down. That's complete downfield to Okonkwo. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory, right at the 40. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Approach defense.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. Even with him busting through the contact, he'll still be stopped just inside the 35. Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33. Back to throw. Johnson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
The Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it, and that will extend their lead even further. So tack on 3 more, though this, it's just a rare drive where they did not find the end zone.
Yeah, you're right about that, partner. But at this point, I don't think you're too concerned about that. You just want to possess the football for a while and drain the clock. If you can get 3 out of it, that's great too.
The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Here now a 3rd down and 8. Off the play fake, it's Thompson. Escaping the pressure right. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and he did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So out comes Washington's offense to take over. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. Johnson's that's taken in by Okonkwo. That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a 1st down to boot. Handoff now to Robinson. Taken down at the 42.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down. They'll let the QB keep it here off the option. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's second down.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it. And while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
Johnson now to throw on second down. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now because he's been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
Back now here on EA Sports. From the 25, here's 2nd and 3. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now a throw here, hauled in, and outbounds right around the 20. Here's Johnson on 1st and 10. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. He wasn't really big on that. He was big on go ahead and scoring. He's kind of reincarnated right here. We're watching it in front of us.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Shoves him away. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. They'll run with Robinson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 48 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? He'll try again. And this time he's in for a Washington touchdown. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Raiders offense ready to go. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like 1 possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run, have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Third and long, Thompson. That is caught, and they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That third down conversion good for 23. First down, Thompson. He'll check this one down to Gainwell. Call it a gain of a yard, and it'll be second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. The offense on third down tonight, they're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 7. Thompson now. And that is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Well, another drive coming up for this Washington offense. Well, CD, you and I do a lot of games together, but it is pretty rare that we do a game of this margin. I mean, this has just been total domination from start until now, and I don't think they're going to take their foot off the gas at this point.
Do you think that on the sideline, some jokester said to one of his teammates, maybe a few of them, hey, we're up 50. Why not go for 100? You think maybe that line was uttered on the sideline? I can't believe what we're seeing here. An NFL game this lopsided.
Back to Robinson now on first down. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They need 2. Here's third down. Operating from the gun. Johnson flushed out right. Dances by him. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. Robinson up the middle. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 83 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's going on. On second down, another shot for Robinson. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed. Robinson with another carry. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it. They've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
On first and 10, it's Robinson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, second down. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. On second down, another shot for Robinson. And he's going to have a gain of 11 to the 11 before he's brought down. First and 10. It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Commanders football as we get back to it. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A give left side to Robinson. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal. Robinson will score. Touchdown, Commanders.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Butker now to add the extra point.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that one a 13-play drive in total.
And it was capped off by the touchdown run from Brian Robinson. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
And now here come the Raiders.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the 4th quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. So a victory here for the Commanders.
And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.